The following is a presentation of the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network. Student-led, student-centered, student-serving.
Welcome in, everybody, to the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network. My name is Carly Evans. Alongside with me is a new member of our team, technically not of the team, but of the announcing team, Marcus Key. Marcus, how are we feeling going into the Silver Creek and Frederick Girls Basketball game?
Feeling pretty good tonight. Frederick is very strong against Silver Creek. The odds are looking in Frederick's favor based on Silver Creek's past few games.
Honestly, that's an understatement. I mean, Silver Creek, they've really
Very
struggled.
much.
I believe they're 3-11 on the season,
Yeah.
so really just haven't been able to get that momentum even started, quite frankly. They've had a few solid games before, but it's one of those where whenever you're trailing as often as they do, it's hard to keep that morale up. And so, it's good to see it, them out here just passing back and forth, kind of, getting some reps in. But it's one of those where our girls team starting off with some firepower, sitting at 9-6 on the beginning of the season. So a little bit of firepower there.
Yeah. Like I said, Frederick's odds are looking to be pretty good tonight. Silver Creek, like you said, 3-11 on the season. They had a little bit of momentum for a minute, but then that kind of went away. They don't really have much momentum at the moment.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. It's one of those where, they had some bursts of energy and some bursts of light that we saw, from some of these players, but it's one of those where just ever since then, it's just been a constant struggle for Silver Creek, in and every out. It just feels like every single game they're in and out of there with a loss and, just like a negative tick on their morale. And so it's one of those where it kind of weighs on a team, you know what I mean? And just not being able to stay consistent to even, quite frankly, win any games. So it's one of those where, Silver Creek isn't necessarily known for their athletics, but I'm really curious to see how they're going to respond to the challenge of Frederick.
Yes. Frederick will be a challenge for Silver Creek. Definitely for sure. Looking at, once again, their record, 3-11 on the season versus 9-6 on the season. Frederick,
While you're finding that stat, I would just like to talk about, the impact for Frederick that some of these players that are currently still out, not necessarily for the season, but for the foreseeable future. We still have Izzy, who is out, and then we also have Micah Thompson. So both of those being big impact players for Frederick, having both of them out, it's one of those where it definitely, I think, will impact the team a little bit still. Me and Noah Kraft talked about that last game a little bit, just kind of touched on the whole idea that, having some of these big star names out or these big blockers, you don't necessarily have them down there on the court fighting for their life. So it's one of those where it's hard to kind of combat that for sure. As, Mark is kind of touching on some of those statistics that you were talking about. What are your keys going into this game?
So my first key for tonight, Carly, we got to keep Avery White away from the arc. Avery White, big, tall girl, 6'1", point leader for Silver Creek, and the rebound leader for Silver Creek. Lots of rebounds, 8.9 per game, and the team's total per game, average per game, is 29.8. And our leader is Addie Strojink with 7.7, and she's also with her height, she's very good in the paint, very good on layups, very good at scoring those points from right under the net. She's, like I said, a big scorer, 15.5 out of points per game out of Silver Creek's total 35.5 average. And our leader, May Torres, is at 11. Who, going back to our big players, she is our leader, and she's still in for tonight, which is good.
Yeah.
Very good for us.
Yeah, no kidding. Thank goodness that we still have her. I mean, we still need some weapons on the offensive side.
Yes, definitely. But yes, she leads rebounds and points per game for Silver Creek. So it's going to be very interesting to see how Frederick, who a large chunk of our team is not as tall as her. She towers over quite a few people on our team. So it's going to be very interesting to see how Frederick defends against her. Next thing, we need to play very disciplined. Silver Creek is very accurate on their free throws, with making 111 out of 197 total.
That's pretty good.
And 56 per game, which is really good. So we need to play dirty, but still not play dirty, but still very aggressive. We can't be giving away those fouls. We can't be giving away any free throws to Silver Creek because they're very accurate in the free throw line. And then last but not least, we need to stay aggressive off the glass. Statistically, we're evenly matched, but we need to step up our aggression, both offensive and defensive. Going back to Avery White, she's very good at getting those rebounds and scoring off the glass.
Exactly, and kind of, to touch on a little bit more of those statistics, it's interesting because I think Frederick is very familiar with these big body opponents. I mean, we've had to deal with some of these girls before where they're just absolutely monstrous, essentially, whenever in comparison to some of the other ones. I mean, you take a peek, it's not necessarily like we have the tallest team or the biggest team, but we have some decently sized, girls who are tall and strong and vice versa, so.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here are the reserves for the Silver Creek Raptors. Number 3, a junior, Sarah Longnecker. Number 14, a senior, Katie Roth. Number 15, a senior, Claire Katz. Number 21, a senior, Whitney McVeigh. Number 31, Autumn Dunlap, a senior. And now the reserves for the ladies. Oh, there we go! Number 5, she's a junior, Izzy Howard. Number 11, a junior, Gianna Chavez. Number 20, a sophomore, Peyton Nelson. Number 21, a junior, Sydney Clinch. Number 22, a freshman, Lauren Eaton. Number 12, a senior, Hayden Rickman. Number 23, a senior, Micah Thompson. And number 24, a freshman, Abby Kim. And now the starters for the Silver Creek Raptors. Number 10, a freshman, Ever Sutherland. Number 12, a freshman, Madeline Mallett. Number 20, a junior, Avery White. Number 22, a senior, Lexa Roth. And number 32, a freshman, Reese Machia. The Raptors are coached by Katie Peterson and Number 1, a junior, Peyton Stone. Number 2, a junior, May Torres. Number 3, a senior, and number 4, a senior, your Lady Golden Eagles are coached by Jake Hansen and Jen Furtado.
Close defensive coverage early on for Frederick as that ball will be overshot. And that should be Frederick's ball. Costly mistake there early on, opening moments of this game, key moments.
Won the tip-off, but couldn't keep it for long. That's for sure.
As we see Stone cutting it out to Torres, trying to stay outside that arc. Hansen finds Rivera. Torres back to Stone. Stone back to Torres. Torres sees an opening. And that shot just a little too far right. Had a great look, planted the feet. Perfect execution, just couldn't get it to fall.
Yeah, couldn't get it up and over that hoop. And now we're at the free throw line.
As that'll be Silver Creek's first foul of the night. And Rivera will be sent to the line. Rivera's first shot doesn't fall. This remains a scoreless game. I say it like we've spent multiple minutes and quarters in this game. It's been as that'll be Rivera stealing it away, finds Torres on the outside. Not able to get it to fall, and there's that Avery White, that big body that we've seen, that we've talked about prior to this. As she'll try to advance forward for a call, and she will get it. Getting sent to the line. That'll be a foul on Peyton Stone.
Stone did did a very good job of keeping White out of the paint, making sure she didn't get that layup like she's known to do.
I was going to say, especially something that she's so good at most of the time with those layups. I mean, we've seen, just kind of looking at her percentages and her averages with some of those layups, she's a dog whenever it comes to in the paint and specifically under that, that backboard. So
she's very accurate at free throws as well. So got to keep making sure we don't keep getting those fouls.
Agreed, as Rivera finds a wide open Torres. Torres plants the feet, finds the look, and that'll be no good. My goodness. Crucial right there as Roth able to secure the rebound for Silver Creek. And this will be Sutherland bringing it out. Sutherland guarded by Torres. Torres keeping up with her. Finds Mallet on the outside, who finds Machia, who's back to Sutherland. Sutherland trying to shake off Rivera, hits the spin cycle. Back around, finds Machia again. Machia in the middle with Avery. Avery bodying. Goes off that foot, and she will score.
Got to make sure we get off those defensive rebounds. We can't let them get those rebounds. Another thing that Avery White is known for doing at Silver Creek.
Oh, and that was nasty execution right there from Stone to Strojing. Tried to get the underneath, but my goodness, Avery White there once again to secure the rebound. This will be Hansen. Fighting her way, pivots, finds Rivera. Rivera, that'll be Machia hot on her trail as Hansen takes the shot. And what a job from Hansen!
Quick three-point from Hansen.
Yeah, great execution.
Assist from Peyton Stone, I think.
Yeah, the two of them, honestly, they just bounce off one another
Yeah.
whenever it comes to
Like
the vibes and the communication.
It's like a ping pong game between the two.
I love that comparison.
Honestly, my favorite comparison.
Exactly. As Rivera.
Very good way of showing chemistry.
I love that word, chemistry. Strojink. A little bit of a jump ball here. That'll be between Gaddis and Strojink. Excuse me, that was Sutherland. Rivera. Finds Hansen wide open outside of that arc. And she cannot get her shot to fall. As this will be Mallet. Nobody over there with Machia. Machia. A little bit of a scuffle between her and Torres. Gets it back to Mallet. Mallet finds White on the outside. White. Weird way to try to lace that in there. There was absolutely nobody that was open. There were 3 Frederick defenders in the middle. Not sure where she was going. As Hansen outside the arc. Can't she sink her second? No, she can't. And that's White once again. She gets bodied midway through. Still tries to go for the lay, and that'll be nothing.
Vera did a good job of getting that ball away from White there, though. Right in the paint.
As Rivera finds Torres. Torres can't get the shot to fall, and guess who's there again? Avery White on the door knocking for that rebound. As that'll be a shot, airball from Mallet. Mallet just didn't quite have the arm. Looked like almost she didn't plant her feet to where she needed to be. That and Frederick was kind of all over them, breathing right in their faces. As Machia finds the newly included Keeney Roth now in the game. Looks like a substitution as Rivera finds Torres. Torres, nobody down there besides Mallet. And that'll be Mallet with the rebound. And that'll be a travel call.
Mallet got the ball, but she couldn't get it. She couldn't quite drive it all the way down the court.
Agreed. That was a costly mistake, too, whenever you think about it. I mean,
very
the last,
much so.
And it's one of those where, you know, talking to Noah just last week, we kind of talked about, or just a few days ago, I guess, but we kind of talked about the whole idea of, you know, the fundamentals of basketball. And one of those is, you know, you don't, take those multiple steps and you don't get the travel call. As Rivera, nobody over there, undershot by a little bit. Not a mile, thankfully.
Seems like every time Silver Creek has a little bit of momentum, something happens and they lose all of their momentum so far.
Yeah, agreed. I have noticed some costly mistakes kind of, coming at, I guess, just costly mistakes, but especially some heavily penalized ones.
Yes.
As White was there. White trying to shake off Kim. As that'll be jumped around to Mallet. Mallet on the outside trying to drive. Shake off Stone. Stone able to kind of snag the ball away, and that'll be Mallet with the production, making this a 1-score difference. 4-5, Frederick trailing by 1. Stone driving. Beautiful shot. As that'll be Strojink, who takes a little bit of a fall. Rickman had a great look, though, as she was able to kind of get a hand on that ball as it was attempting to get to White in the middle.
Very good job. Keep getting that ball away from White in the paint. Keeping and getting her out of there.
As Rivera just got denied by Mallet. My goodness. That's one way to do it. She'll be sent to the line.
The denial ended in a foul. Good for Frederick. Very good for Frederick. If Silver Creek keeps playing this aggressive, it might just be detrimental to them.
As Rivera, no trouble here.
Ties up the score, 5-5.
And I think, some of these easier moments where you're just kind of laxed and you're relaxed and there's not a lot of pressure, especially early on in this game, to make these free throws. I think that honestly helps with just the mentality going into some of those free throws, because, yeah, there are some big stress moments whenever you're going into those free throws, knowing you have to make it, especially late in the game.
Yeah.
As that'll be Roth. As this bounces around, and Strojink with the snag. Didn't find a look. Pivots, finds Rivera. Rivera back around the outside to Rickman. Rickman finds Stone. Stone takes the shot herself. Deep ball. Nothing much being produced out of there. Can Rickman clean it up? And yes, she can.
Perfect.
Hayden Rickman.
Strojink was in trouble there for a minute, but she definitely pivoted and got it out of there really well, really clean.
Yeah, one of the biggest complaints from last week that was kind of voiced was the amount of fouls that Frederick was struggling with. And not only that, but also getting shots to fall. They really struggled with that. And I bet Coach Hansen, just talking to his team from the offensive piece, just, how do we buckle down? We don't always have to go for the three. You can go inside the arc. It's not a no-no square, right? Like, we can go in there. It's not forbidden. And just finishing up some of those cleaner layups, figure out how to, master your jumpers. Just kind of don't stress yourself out so much.
Yeah, don't always go for the threes. You need to go for the twos more than the threes, because points add up. Might be less, but it adds up quicker. Stay in the paint. Frederick stays in the paint, not Silver Creek. Keep Avery White out of the paint as much as possible.
Which I would honestly argue they've done a pretty decent job of doing so.
They've done very good at that. Every time we find Avery White in the paint, we always get the ball away from her, and she always ends up out of there.
As once again, Avery White, Stone trying to shove her, as that'll be Roth, and they'll get the travel call. Great execution right there, putting a lot of pressure on number 22, Lisa Roth. She felt it. As Rivera, just a quick little dump off to Stone. Stone gets it to Rickman. Rickman to Rivera. Rivera pivots, finds Rickman. Rickman finds Stone. Rickman finds Kim. Kim trying to drive. Didn't see anything she liked. Stone also didn't see anything she liked. Rivera.
Another game of pinball there from Frederick in the arc. Ended very well for them, but it was a very, very long game of pinball. They went the long way to get that shot, but it looks like they didn't count it.
No, it's one of those where I think it was a travel call on Rivera, so it kind of canceled it out. Which now Silver Creek's ball. Silver Creek having to bounce around outside. Machia tried to get it to Mattel. Mattel, that'll just go soaring right on out. And this will be Frederick's ball. So Silver Creek with their ball carrying, they're kind of sloppy.
They're very good at bringing it going long distance, but they're not very good at keeping it when they go long distance. They bring it, but they don't hold when they need to.
So close. That'll be May Torres. Almost with a deep arcing three. As that'll be a jump ball. Machia caught in the middle of it. And this will be Silver Creek. As we see some more substitutions, some more familiar names from the last game, the last Monarch game. Gianna Chavez. As this will be Mallet. Bouncing it around to the outside to Machia. Machia to White. White to Roth. Roth. They're able to clean that up nicely. Some of the only few points that's really been tacked on in the past few minutes for either team. As Torres, beautiful look right there. Gets it to Rickman. Rickman, little jumper, and she can do it.
Very nice assist from Torres there. Very clean pass. Pretty clear for Rickman on her way closer to the net to get that 2-point.
I was about to say, little jumper assists Frederick's lead by 2. So now 10-7. Frederick only leading by 3. Has to be cognizant about that. This is a close matchup right now. As thankfully, Avery White overshot her shot. And Torres getting bodied from behind by none other than Avery White, as this will be a jump ball between Kim and Machia. White trying to get a call.
Very
White
close.
clearly disgruntled for sure.
Yeah.
As Torres finds Chavez on the outside. Chavez pivots, searches, finds Rickman. Rickman back to Chavez. Chavez still not seeing anything she likes. She goes up. And that'll be a call on Silver Creek.
Right off the rim there. Caught again, but couldn't go for the rebound. The call was too early.
Yeah, like I said, I feel like Silver Creek right now is not cleaning up their act. They've
Yeah.
been very sloppy. I mean, they've sent Frederick to the line multiple times. Not quite bonus, I think.
I was worried about Frederick sending Silver Creek to the line. And
know.
Silver Creek sent us to the line so many more times.
As this will be White. And that'll be the end of the first quarter. A very interesting first quarter, too, as low scoring, I would say.
Very low scoring. Almost single digits from both sides. 11-7 right now. Very sloppy.
We'll be hosting the Chuckaduck during halftime of the boys' game. You can buy ducks from the table in the athletic hall. 10 ducks for $5. All proceeds will go to your wish to raise money for Make-A-Wish so they can grant wishes to children with critical illnesses like Evie, who you'll find out coming up.
But kind of like what we were talking about, almost single digits from both teams. I mean, that's a very low-scoring quarter where not a lot is happening.
Yeah.
But more specifically, I guess one could argue there's a lot of defensive plays going on.
Yes, very good defense from both sides. Very good keeping Avery White out of the paint, like I mentioned earlier. They've done a very good job on that, and that is where the biggest concern was, because she is very tall on Silver Creek, and Silver Creek's top scorer. So that was the biggest concern that should have been the biggest concern for Frederick, and they've done a phenomenal job at keeping her out of there.
Agreed. Couldn't have said it better myself, as we're jumping right back into this action. Mattel, Sutherland, and that'll get knocked away. Great defense from Emma Hansen.
Quick start, but then a quick end of that first little part of the quarter.
As this will be Mallet. Mallet trying to shake off Stone. Avery White, deep three. Nothing being produced. As that'll be Strojink, who takes a little bit of a tumble. Looked like that might have been Roth, who kind of clapped her in the back of the head. No call, though. As this will be White. Back to Mallet. Mallet way off her shot. Didn't plant the feet.
Very close to being dangerous for Frederick there, but they still got her off. Got her off her feet. Got her a little bit distracted, it looked like, and unable to complete that three, as Emma Hansen takes one herself.
Hansen. Coach Hansen got to be proud of that one. As that'll be a call, and that'll be Torres sent to the line. Great execution, honestly. I think Torres was waiting for the call, kind of took a little bit of a flop approach, but
yeah, she almost got a rebound after that. 3-point from Hansen. Sinks the first one.
As finally Frederick kind of starting to pull ahead. Not by much, but just enough to where, with this game being so low scoring, this is significant in the grand scheme of things.
Yes.
As leading by 9. So growing deficit between the two as White tries to get it deep, finds Mallet. Mallet nobody over there except for Stone. And Stone gets her hands on that one.
Single-handedly defends a seemingly pretty promising play for Silver Creek. Throws them off their balance, throws them off their momentum. The little momentum that they've gained throughout the game probably threw them off quite a bit. Very minimal momentum, yes.
As White trying to shake off the whole team, and she'll just gift it to Rivera right in her arms. As this will be Torres who goes up. Torres.
Very close from Torres there, but another foul on Silver Creek.
They're playing sloppy. That'll be a foul on Roth.
Quite dirty, quite sloppy.
Honestly, at this point, they might just send them as well. You know, might as well just send them into the bonus.
Yeah.
Already 2 fouls, and we're about
a minute and 15 seconds into the quarter.
Yeah, so pretty significant foul count so far. Got to be cognizant, just kind of clean up their act with this second quarter. As we're going to see a timeout being taken, smart approach.
Kind of regroup for Silver Creek. They're probably talking about how they're going to keep those fouls down for the rest of the half, and then they'll regroup further during halftime in the locker room. But you got to keep those fouls down for the rest of the quarter. You don't want to give Frederick the bonus.
I was going to say, that turns dangerous real quickly.
And it's already getting pretty dangerous for Silver Creek here with 9-point deficit already, but still a very low-scoring game. Even saying that, Frederick has done pretty well this quarter so far, and the minute and 15 seconds has been with 6 points, I believe.
Yeah, as you put it, it's been one of those where this game has been very slow with the progression of things. I feel like that's a good way, an accurate way to put it.
Yeah, it's a better way than I put it.
No, it's okay.
I will say.
I like the way you described it. Don't worry, Marcus.
Yeah.
As Torres hoping to make this a 10-point difference. Can't. All good. Remains a 9-point difference. Strojink. Torres trying to make it more. And she can't. As that'll hit a spin cycle directly out of the net. A little bit of thank you next action. Hire Ariana Grande. As we see some newer faces, looks like, for Silver Creek. Looks like that's Longnecker, Sarah Longnecker, number 3 in now. I actually know her and her sister, so.
Interesting.
Very nice family.
I have noticed, though, throughout this game, Avery White hasn't had the ball going down the court, driving down the court. She gets the ball after Frederick scores and then immediately passes it off to someone else and then gets it again when she gets to the paint, because that's where her strong suit is. She's very strong in the paint and very strong in getting those very close shots, and very strong at the free throw line as well.
I was going to say, didn't get to sink the first shot, but sinks the second, as this will be Torres now. Torres driving, finds Stone on the outside. Stone! Beautiful 3! My goodness! Now an 11-point difference. What a way to do it, and Rivera with the steal and the quick production for Frederick. 21-8. Silver Creek is stunned.
Just making that deficit bigger and bigger, removing Silver Creek's very, very minimal, very minimal momentum that they've built up so far. 5.5 minutes left in the quarter.
As Rivera with a beautiful steal straight from Mallett's arms, as this will be Torres driving, can't do it herself. White, a little bit of a scuffle between Rivera and White. And that'll be a jump ball.
Looks like Silver Creek's head coach is very, very unhappy about their performance so far tonight.
Yeah, she's getting mouthy over there.
Yes, very.
No shame in the game, though, that's for sure.
Yes.
As that'll be an attempted grab from Reese Machia. Nothing being produced. Torres sees the look she likes. Bang! Torres with the 3, 24-8. Torres expanding this deficit. As that'll be Longnecker who finds Roth, who finds Mallet on the outside. Mallet pretty much nowhere to go offensively. There is a wide open Roth. Frederick playing some loose coverage right now. More zone than man. As Longnecker gets it outside to White. White driving, finds Machia. Machia back to Longnecker, back to White as White will get double teamed.
Yeah, gotta keep that ball away from White when she's in the paint. Gotta get it away from her in any way possible, but not really any way possible. Still keep it clean, keep it civil out there, but gotta keep the ball away from White.
As looks like that will be Mallet with the quick production for Silver Creek, exactly what they needed, just an easy 2. As this will be Stone on the outside. My goodness, Peyton Stone making this a 17-point difference. As that'll just go cascading off of Keeney Roth's hands.
Very clean, very well put together play from not just Stone, but also May Torres, who got the assist on that one. Very clean, very good chemistry between those two key players on Frederick's team.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself. As this deficit, you know, it's funny, the first time we talked about the deficit, it was 9, and now it's 17, so pretty much doubled in size.
And to think that that was only, what, 2.5 minutes of play ago? Very quickly turning. I mean, it's been in Frederick's favor for a while, but it's turning even more in Frederick's favor.
Which not necessarily, you know, you don't want to count Silver Creek out by any means. I mean, there's still plenty of ball left to play, but I do think it's funny just how much can Frederick really, you know, extend this this lead.
Yeah, very much.
As Torres didn't see anything she liked, tried to take it herself with the lay. Nothing being produced as this will be White. Grab the rebound, back to Machia. Machia being covered by Kim. Kim bodying her as this will get to Roth. Nothing being produced for Roth as Rivera with the rebound. Rivera trying to shake off her defender. And that'll go straight back to Mallet and Avery. White now with possession. They also have to be cognizant of the time. 3.5 minutes remaining in this first quarter. So still plenty of time in the grand scheme of things, but also, like I said, just got to be cognizant if you're Silver Creek in particular, like, you know, looking at this deficit, you're down by 16. What can you do? What are these fast passes that you can just quickly get out there and just try to lower the deficit?
Trying to get any points any way you possibly can.
As this will be Mallet, overshot by a hair. And that'll be a call on Sutherland. And this will be Frederick's ball. Kim bringing it in.
The freshman, the varsity freshman on Frederick. One of the two.
Yeah, she's played exceptionally well. I mean, she's someone that both me and Noah were complimenting all of last game. I mean, she is ferocious out there. She's speedy, too. She kind of reminds me of a little like Riley Gallegos.
Yes.
As Torres clearly not happy with that production. Not happy whatsoever. Having a little chat with Emma Rivera. Disappointed in herself. Just didn't have the looked like that she needed. As White overshot it to Mallet, and that'll be Frederick's ball.
Try to get that down the court as quickly as possible to try and get some scoring in, but air ball, missed everyone.
And part of the
now
problem
it's Frederick's
is
again.
Exactly, and part of the problem is just she's been doing that multiple times.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not the first time where she's overshot one of her teammates by a considerable amount. As that'll be a travel call on Hansen, and this will be Silver Creek's ball.
If Silver Creek wants any momentum, they got to stop the turnovers. But on the other hand, Frederick's got to keep forcing those turnovers to keep their momentum up.
Exactly. Couldn't have said it better myself as White gets it to Machia. Machia trying to shake off Rivera, and that'll be another travel call. My goodness. Right now it's just like back and forth, like that ping pong comparison you had.
Turnover after turnover between Frederick and Silver Creek.
As Frederick has to watch themselves. They're at 4 fouls right now. And Kim finds Rivera. Rivera being guarded by Roth. Now being double teamed, somehow gets out of there. Don't know how she dumped it underneath to Kim. Kim got it to Rickman. Rickman back around to Rivera. Rivera with a little jumper.
Rivera wasn't in trouble there for a hot minute, but she got it out of there and almost got some points herself.
Yeah, impressive feat to, untangle herself from that difficult scenario as Kim now with possession. White closely guarding her, gets it to Rivera. Rivera almost loses it off the left hand. And that'll be Torres to Rickman. Rickman, oh so close for the three. Had the angle, had everything right. Just said not today. Jumped out of the net.
Yeah.
Fish out of water. As we're seeing some
That's a
more.
good analogy. That's a very good analogy for that one, Carly.
Thank you, Marcus. As that is Gaddis. Machia to White. White trying to get it to no player. Looks like we don't have them on our roster, but that's okay. As Rickman bounces it around to the outside to Rivera. Rivera trying to search. Dumps it back underneath to Kim. Kim, there's a wide open Rickman in the corner. As White just says, thank you very much. That is mine with the steal from Kim. Getting double teamed, no travel call whatsoever. Saw that pivot foot more than what it needed to.
Going back to when White passed it to that player we don't have a name for right now, you would think that she would use her height to try and jump up and score more three-pointers. But she decided to pass it closer, which is very interesting, I must say. But in the long run, if you keep up that strategy, it can score you more points.
Yeah, so it's kind of like pick your poison, right?
Yeah.
It's like, well, it's a 50-50 shot, Russian roulette style. Just kind of pick at will and fire.
Which hill do you want to die on? The hill of three-pointers or the hill of more points, I guess, more chances of scoring? Because the closer you are to the net, the higher chance you have of actually getting a basket, getting those points.
I'm loving all these analogies we have. It's just been like back and forth and back and forth analogies.
The ping pong of the analogies as well.
Oh my goodness, man, we should buy a GEBN ping pong table.
I think that would be amazing, Carly.
I think we would love that. I'm just saying. As the way that this game is progressing, hopefully Silver Creek not going to be able to produce much of anything within the last minute of this first quarter, as that'll be Gaddis with possession, pivots, finds Roth. Roth back to Gaddis. Caught in the middle of traffic, trying to get it to White, and that's a free ball right now. As Gaddis to Machia. Machia way over, gets it to Roth. Roth, back to Roth. Yes, there are two Roths, just in case anyone was curious. As this will be White all alone, nobody over there, bodying Rickman, trying to get a call.
We really keep talking about momentum here, Carly, but the thing is seems like Frederick has lost a little bit of momentum, and Silver Creek has gained quite a bit of momentum as well, and because we keep sending them to the line, but we also, because they have bonus now, but they've also removed their deficit by now 6 points. Not 6 points, sorry. Thought the buzzer was a score, but no, they did. Okay.
You know what? It's okay.
Yes, but we keep sending them to the line, and they've lowered their deficit from 17 to 11 in these last 4 minutes of play since we last touched on that.
As Kim finds the outside Rickman. Kim, Rivera, take the shot. Is it going to be a buzzer beater? No, it won't be.
It was a very interesting game of ping pong between Kim and both Rivera and Torres looked like there.
It was very ping-pongy. I like that.
Just pass one way, get it back, pass the other way.
Agreed. And you do have to give props specifically to Silver Creek's defense because they really stepped up right there.
Yeah,
I think they knew that this was a crucial moment.
They really did need to regroup as a defense-wise to end that first half if they were going to go anywhere and really gain momentum, and they did.
Agreed. Couldn't have said it better myself, as we're going to send it down to the sideline now with Kaylin Spotke.
Enjoys K-pop Demon Hunters, Taylor Swift, How to Train a Dragon, Lilo and Stitch, The Lion King, and loves doing activities like swimming, pickleball, painting, and riding horses. Our wish is that you would like to send her in quick race to fulfill Evie Switch. Here's what I call 10 laps, 5 hops. Check it out. Last time during the boys' basketball game.
We will be right back on the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network.
Hey, Kyle Michael here with Michael Real Estate and Remax Momentum, and I'm here at my office in downtown Frederick, Colorado. As a Colorado native and a resident to Frederick over the last 8 years, we truly understand the entire Carbon Valley and Colorado market. With offices in Frederick, Brighton, and Westminster, I covered the entire Front Range area. I've served over 130 families from Alt to Monument to Deer Trail to Grand Lake. As a small business owner myself, I understand how much time and effort it takes to be successful, which is why I continue to support local businesses, schools, and nonprofits through our Sip and Support series, coat drives, and other events. I value hardworking individuals. It is my mission to continue giving back as much as I can. We would love to serve you or your family. Give us a call, 303-944-4191, and go Golden Eagles.
Rocky students exist to build up the next generation, to live a life of purpose, influence, and faith. You see, we believe that when you discover purpose, you start to discover you have a reason to live. And when you discover you have a reason to live, you start to notice you have influence. And when you lean into that influence, you make an impact. This world needs people like you, the next generation, to discover your purpose and to decide today the leader you want to be tomorrow.
Hi, I'm Coach Matt Lloyd. I'm the head football coach at Frederick High School. You're watching the Golden Eagle Broadcasting Network. Golden Eagles, let them fly.
You've likely heard in the news that interest rates are way too high, homes are just not selling, and the real estate market is about to crash at any moment. Hi, I'm Kendra Badgekar, your local real estate expert, and I've been serving Carbon Valley and Northern Colorado for over 7 years, and I've got some good news. The truth is, there are several creative finance options to get your interest rate down to a much lower rate if you're thinking about buying a home. And yes, homes are taking a little bit longer to sell, but with the right marketing strategy, they are still selling for a great value, so your equity is safe. If you're thinking about making a move this year, let's grab a cup of coffee and talk about the best way to get you there.
Hey, I'm Jake Marsing, social studies teacher and advisor of the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network, and you're watching GEBN. Go Golden Eagles!
Brielle readies herself. The button is within reach. Will she finish it off? Brielle, the button has been pushed, and the crowd goes wild. Standing ovation sent her way. Ladies and gentlemen, the easiest and most effective way to book since sliced bread became a thing. For all your heating and air needs, visit myguyheatingandair.com, a proud sponsor of GEBN. My Guy Heating and Air, honest and reliable.
You've likely heard in the news that interest rates are way too high, homes are just not selling, and the real estate market is about to crash at any moment. Hi, I'm Kendra Badgekar, your local real estate expert, and I've been serving Carvin Valley and Northern Colorado for over 7 years, and I've got some good news. The truth is, there are several creative finance options to get your interest rate down to a much lower rate if you're thinking about buying a home. And yes, homes are taking a little bit longer to sell, but with the right marketing strategy, they are still selling for a great value, so your equity is safe. If you're thinking about making a move this year, let's grab a cup of coffee and talk about the best way to get you there.
Are you tired of paying rent or constantly moving from one place to another? LGI Homes has the solution for you. We offer affordable new homes with exceptional quality. With our simplified buying process and zero down options available, easily achieve the dream of homeownership and quickly move into your new home. At LGI Homes, we have it all, offering new homes complete with upgrades, designed to add style, value, and energy efficiency to your life. Find your new home today with LGI Homes.
Rocky students exist to build up the next generation, to live a life of purpose, influence, and faith. You see, we believe that when you discover purpose, you start to discover you have a reason.
Brielle readies herself. The button is within reach. Will she finish it off? Brielle, the button has been pushed, and the crowd goes wild. Standing ovation sent her way. Ladies and gentlemen, the easiest and most effective way to book since sliced bread became a thing. For all your heating and air needs, visit myguyheatingandair.com, a proud sponsor of GEBN. My Guy Heating and Air, honest and reliable.
Are you tired of paying rent or constantly moving from one place to another?
LGI Homes has the solution for you. We offer affordable new homes with exceptional quality. With our simplified buying process and zero down options available, easily achieve the dream of homeownership and quickly move into your new home. At LGI Homes, we have it all, offering new homes complete with upgrades, designed to add style, value, and energy efficiency to your life. Find your new home today with LGI Homes.
And welcome back into the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network, everyone, for the second half of play here in Frederick. Silver Creek ended off the first half with a little bit more momentum than they started it with, but can they keep it through halftime?
Agreed. I was going to say, couldn't have said it better myself.
Oh, that's your favorite phrase tonight, isn't it, Carly?
We should keep a tally, I'm just saying. Strojan going to go up, and she's able to get the lay. Beautiful job right underneath that basket, 29-16.
Very nice, very quick score from Frederick, stopping some of the momentum that Silver Creek had going into halftime, making sure that they build that deficit back up to what it was.
So that'll be Mallet who sinks the deep three. Solid job. As now this deficit, they're only trailing by 10. So cut it down a considerable amount, I would say.
Yeah. They cut it down quite a bit before half, and then, yeah, it looks like they probably regrouped in the locker room and took a minute to talk about how the first half went. I mean, that's what you do during halftime in the locker room. But, like, talking about how they can hammer out those rough patches of, you know, sending Frederick to the line, but which did get better as the first half went on, I will say.
Agreed, as we're going to see Stone kind of take a tumble, a little bit of a flop. That's what makes it more interesting, though. This will be Mallet on the outside once again, and she's 2 for 2.
Another three-pointer from Mallet in the second half, really building up Silver Creek's momentum tonight.
Agreed, as Rivera trying to shake off White, and that'll be Strojan who plants her feet. Rivera with the jumper, no good. So some frustrations here early on in this second half for Frederick shooting-wise.
Yeah, definitely. And Silver Creek's probably very happy about how they're shooting right now.
As we're going to see a call. And that'll be White who's sent to the line.
We got to, like I said, when my keys earlier tonight, Carly, got to keep White out of the paint. She's very dangerous in the paint with her height. Very easy for her to get layups. Now the deficit's only 5 points.
I know, I was just looking at that. The score, there's like a big pendulum that's just taken one big swing the entire different direction. Dangerous for Frederick. Had some momentum build up, but right now I feel like they're losing it. As Stone back behind finds Kim. Kim driving in the paint, and she'll get the call. Kim, she'll be sent to the line.
Yeah, it seems like Silver Creek has very much cleaned up their act a little bit. That was kind of, to be honest, in my opinion, an unavoidable call. There wasn't really much anybody on Silver Creek could do about that one.
Agreed.
But that doesn't stop that it happened. But they have very much cleaned up their play so far in this half. Kim sinks both shots.
Sharp little shooter, that's for sure.
Yeah.
As this will be White bringing it in to Mallet. Mallet. We have both Roth sisters down there, by the way, right now. As White, little bit of a contested grab there between her and Stone.
Still goes for the shot after the whistle was blown.
And that'll be a foul on Stone. So this will still remain Silver Creek's ball. As we're going to see Chavez come back in. And Mallet was going to take the shot, kind of hesitated, backing herself up. Finds Machia. Machia tried to get it to White. Way overthrown. My goodness. This is not a football field.
Yeah, very, very good air ball for Frederick.
Very good air ball.
Very good air ball for Frederick. Got to keep that ball out of White's hands in the paint.
As Kim gonna back off, tries to get it to Strojing. High ball. Strojing able to grab it. Hansen. And that three will just go bounding off the backboard. Rickman, and she cleans it up. Hayden Rickman with the three.
Very clean rebound from Kim there, and then gets the assist on it with Rickman. Very quick pass, and very clean pass too, to get that three-pointer.
Yeah, beautiful job from Rickman.
Bringing the deficit back up to 10 for 2 seconds.
Well, for 2 seconds, we'll take the 2 seconds, that's for sure. As now this difference, 34-27. As Kim, searching, pivots, finds Chavez on the outside. Chavez, she'll lose it. Hansen trying to grab it. That'll be Maggio with the steal. Pivots, finds Roth back behind her. Back to the other Roth sister. White underneath. As clearly some frustrations being demonstrated now, especially from Frederick. I have noticed the frustrations are running a little bit higher, tensions a little bit higher than that first half.
Yeah, Silver Creek definitely did gain a lot of momentum towards the end of that first half. They brought that deficit down quite a bit in those last 5 minutes of play there.
Yes,
and
they did.
It's showing how frustrated Frederick is that they, I don't want to say can't keep it together, but can't bring that momentum back down.
Agreed, and they just need to, keep up the discipline. As Chavez finds Rickman. Rickman, Sutherland guarding her.
Frederick's ball under the Silver Creek net. Kim gets to pass it in.
As Rickman finds Chavez. Kim! Deep three, my goodness. If she was able to secure that, that would have been a big pendulum swinger right there. As Kim dumps it off underneath, as I'm dropping things up here.
Very close to sinking that three from Kim, but Frederick rebounded it very good.
And I believe that's
very
Klisch
well
at the line.
And you will be correct there, Carly.
My goodness. Feels like, what's that one story? The Big Bad Wolf story. My, such great sight you have. Do you get what I'm getting at?
Sure.
Thank you.
We'll go with that.
As we're going to see a timeout being taken. Definitely crucial here. As this game has become very interesting very quickly. This rowdy crowd slowly accumulating throughout the game. So as now only a 6-point difference between these two teams. So Frederick has to be cognizant of the fact that these two teams are relatively close now. And we talked about even, Marcus, you specifically talked about how evenly matched the two of them are.
Yeah, they're very evenly matched they're very evenly matched statistically. But Frederick does have quite a bit of advantage with a more experienced team as well, because a lot of Silver Creek is
younger
juniors and freshmen. A lot of their starters are freshmen, so Frederick does have a lot more experience on Silver Creek.
Agreed. As Klisch will take her second shot. No good that time. White with the rebound. She'll grab it, get it to Roth. Back around to Machia, and that'll be stolen by Klisch. Back to Rickman. Rickman got to shake off White in the middle of the court. Can she get it to Klish? Can Klish keep it in? Yes, she can. That'll be Hanson. Chavez. And no foul called whatsoever on number 12 as she just ran directly into Gianna Chavez from behind.
Yeah, should have been a charging call there on Silver Creek, but it wasn't, which is very, well, maybe it is. Unsure at this point.
Yeah, Mallet absolutely completely backed up into her. Whether that was intentional or unintentional, it felt disrespectful.
Yeah. I don't know if you heard, but the PA announcer said cha-ching.
But in a very high-pitched voice. It was kind of impressive, actually.
Very
like
high-pitched cha-ching from our PA announcer on Gianna Chavez's first shot.
As that'll be once again Avery White, who gets it to a now double-team Silver Creek offense. Back around to Machia. Machia searching, gets it to White. White goes up. And that'll be a call. Coach Hanson has just decided to take a seat, which is a very unheard of for him.
Yeah, he's usually standing up yelling at not only the players but also the refs.
Yeah, but once again, I mean, you're not a coach if you don't fight for your team.
Yeah. Going back to my keys earlier tonight, playing disciplined, and how accurate Silver Creek is on their free throws, slowly bringing that deficit back down with free throws. Now only a 7-point deficit, 38 Frederick, 31 Silver Creek. Kind of in the danger zone for Frederick right now.
Yep, that's a good way to put it, the danger zone.
Yeah.
As Avery White gets it to Machia. Machia being closely guarded by Kim. On the outside, that'll just be completely taken by Emma Rivera. Nobody over there next to Kim. Kim for the lay. And she can't get it as there's a bit of a scuffle for the ball. This will be a jump ball, looks like between Machia and Rivera.
Yeah, May Torres and Emma Rivera ended up on the ground with the ball there. Very interesting scuffle.
Coach is fired up too for Silver Creek. My goodness, she has been mouthy here tonight.
Yelling at everyone. Not just her players and the refs, but also, I'm pretty sure I've heard her yell at our players a few times too.
I think she has. She's been nippy, like I said. That's crucial though if you're a coach.
You got to fight for your players. You got to fight for their well-being and also trying to win. That timeout gave Frederick a crucial chance to regroup.
As Torres, my goodness, absolutely nothing but clean swishes from her here tonight. And that's a rebuttal from her from that missed jumper earlier.
Yeah. Quick three-pointer after that timeout. But like I said, yeah, that timeout gave Frederick a little bit of chance to recuperate, a little bit of chance to regroup and figure out a plan of how to build that deficit back up.
And she's not 2 for 2. My goodness, I thought she was about to go 2 for 2. Torres on the outside as Silver Creek will gain possession. Looks like that's Mallet. Mallet getting double teamed. And that'll be Rickman with the attempted steal straight from her hands.
A little bit dirty from Frederick there.
She'll be sent to the line.
Yeah. A little bit dirty from Frederick there. 5 fouls giving Silver Creek the bonus. Very dangerous, like I said earlier, very dangerous to send them to the line. 111 out of out of just under 200 free throws. 56 per game. Very dangerous for Frederick to keep doing that.
Agreed. As looks like that's Kim once again with possession. Rivera driving in the paint, and that'll be Avery White once again with the rebound. Klish close on the coverage. Gets it to Mallet. Mallet on the outside to Machia. Machia pivots, trying to shake off Torres. As she'll get it to White. White will just get it absolutely taken from her hands. Kim, what a job of saying thank you, that's mine. As what a drive from Kim.
Machia was in trouble there from Frederick's defenders. Got it out to White, but Kim was right there and stole it right out of her hands very quickly. Very, very clean as well. It kind of happened in a blur, and then took the run and now is at the line.
Agreed. As
building that deficit.
Kim looks like she's shaking off her leg a little bit. Looks like that right leg is bothering her. Maybe lower calf is what it looks like. It's not bad. I mean, she's obviously still at the free throw line, but just something to be cognizant. Saw her limping a little bit off of that last play. So curious to see how she's going to move around the court. Looks to be okay. As Torres trying to take it. She's closely watching Mallet. As Mallet, what a flop. My goodness. That's a flop. That's like flop of the century right there.
Like a fish out of water right there.
Ah, the analogy once again.
Another analogy for you guys.
It was
tonight.
An impressive flop, I can't lie.
Yeah, it was a very, very good flop.
Very LeBron-esque.
Yes.
As Rivera on the outside to Torres. Torres driving in the paint. And now Kim taking her opportunity, and that'll be a call. White clearly very flustered and frustrated all at the same time.
Once again, another flop here on the court.
As both teams now sent into the bonus. So this should spice things up a little bit for sure.
Kim is back at the line again. It's been not very long. Both teams in the bonus this quarter. Very interesting. The second half has been not dirty, but very, very aggressive.
Yes, yes. I would say the dirtiness has gone down.
Yes. It's been very aggressive. And
as White trying to get it off. Looks like they'll take another timeout. So just kind of burning these timeouts as much as they possibly can. Obviously, in the third quarter, the stakes are kind of increasing a little bit as we're late here in this third quarter. Both teams are sent into the bonus, so now you really have to watch yourself on these fouls because these fouls can drive you back that much more, especially in the bonus.
Yeah. Frederick is slowly building that deficit back up to what it was before halftime. Like going back to before halftime at about 4:18 and left in the second quarter. It was a 17-point deficit, and then it got down to as low as 6 in this third quarter right after halftime. And now it's back up to 13. So it's looking good. Frederick is slowing down Silver Creek's momentum and building up their momentum.
Which is so pivotal. It's so pivotal and exactly what Frederick needs. You know, they tend to do well whenever they're up, as any team does, I'm sure. As this will be Sutherland bringing it into Machia. Machia with possession. That'll be Torres on the coverage with Rivera getting double team. Tries to get it to White. That'll be Kim who tries to bat it away. White hits the spin, and she'll try for a second time, and she'll succeed. 45-34. An 11-point difference. As Rivera driving finds a wide open Torres. Torres, she's been so accurate here tonight. And not on that, just a little off. Didn't plant the feet enough.
I feel like I might have jinxed it a little bit for Frederick there. I said 13-point difference. Silver Creek immediately comes and scores again to bring it back down to an 11-point deficit.
And my goodness, what a steal from Rivera. She has been on fire tonight defensively. She has to be one of the star players to keep an eye out for.
Very much so.
As this will be Machia trying to shake off Torres. Hits a little bit of a juke, gets it to Sutherland, and looks like Rivera will get a call. And that'll be Sutherland at the line. A little bit of frustration emanating off of that play.
Yes. Yeah, and Emma Rivera is a very key player tonight. And looking at her stats so far in varsity, her career, 4.7 points per game average in her career at Frederick, but 8.4 on the season.
And not only that offensively, but she's a superb, excellent defender whenever it comes to the defensive side of things.
Yeah, 2.5 on the season defensive rebounds per game.
As this will be Mallet trying to get it to White. White getting triple teamed, and that'll be Klish in her face. And that did not count. That was not a buzzer beater. That buzzer went off way before she got that off. But White, take your small victories going into this fourth quarter. That's a momentum piece that they needed here late in this game.
Yes.
As we're going to see a little bit of time as we're going into our transition period, into our fourth quarter, and that's where the real action, I think, is going to happen in this game. Honestly, I think Frederick knows what's at stake, but so does Silver Creek. You know, would you rather be 3-12 on the season or 4-11? What sounds better to you? So.
Yeah. Yeah, Silver Creek definitely gaining momentum to try and make that 4-11 instead of 3-12. But so far, their momentum hasn't been enough this half, Carly. And going back to Emma Rivera, I looked at some of her stats, and she's currently leading Frederick in assists as well. Yes, 3.4 assists per game, which
as we're going to jump right back into this action. 8 minutes of just pure basketball. And I better see some ferocity. As Rivera got to bring it into Torres. Torres showing off that versatility with her speed and a nasty underneath pass to Strojink. As Strojink not able to do much with it. That'll just go straight to Mallet. As that'll be thrown by Machia at White. White driving, tries to get it to Roth. And interestingly enough, okay, good. I was about to say, I thought that was a foul on Frederick there for a second, and I was like, Got
to keep this momentum up. We can't get fouls.
No, can't sacrifice the momentum.
Can't sacrifice the momentum.
As Torres getting bodied, and that'll be a beautiful call to send Torres to the line.
And the score counts? Yes. The score counts, bringing the deficit back up to 13 points, as it was just before the end of the third quarter. Frederick gradually building back momentum to build up that deficit and guarantee a 3-12 for Silver Creek after tonight.
47-34, a little bit of shoving between Roth and Torres. My goodness, emotions running high.
Very aggressive on the court right now between those two. Very aggressive defense there from Frederick, from Torres specifically.
Yes, heated for sure. As Mallet will go up for the easy points.
You can tell that emotions are getting higher as the game goes on, and everyone is getting more and more frustrated with different aspects of defense and offense and momentum as well.
And what a swish from Stone, deep beyond the arc. My goodness, Peyton Stone, 50-36.
Now, like I said, build back up that momentum. That's going to be a great morale boost for Frederick to build that momentum.
As White, they tried to get her caught in traffic. She does what she does best, using that height to her advantage.
Yeah, keep her out of the paint. Keep her at least out of the paint with the ball. She can be there. She just can't have the ball.
As deep attempt from Stone once again. This will be a jump ball between White and Stone.
Kind of dove on that one last second before the whistle was blown there, though. Very close. And it looks like it'll be Silver Creek's ball.
Silver Creek, what can they do with this? Sutherland tries to get it, and my goodness, after a ping pong of tip-offs off the fingers, it'll be Frederick's ball. Rivera trying to make quick work of this. Torres!
Whistle's blown just a little early.
That'll send Torres to the line.
Yeah, if the ref didn't blow that whistle when he did, she might have, it seemed like it kind of distracted her a little bit there. Could have gotten the layup there if the ref blew it just like half a second later. She could have gotten that layup, gotten it high enough to score there. And this is both free throws.
As interestingly enough, it looks like that's Claire Gaddis, who I believe was fouled out of this game, which is a shame for her. Definitely a morale deterrent, as that'll be Roth with the attempted three, and that'll be a call. That'll send Roth to the line. As Roth, hopefully she's not able to do much with these free throws. Something that I think we've been repeating to ourselves throughout the night. Roth, her second. Missed the first. And swishes the second. So a little bit of production there for Silver Creek. As Rivera gonna bring it in. Avery White on the coverage. Rivera bouncing around to the outside, finds Hansen, who finds Torres, who's trying to go for a look and finds Strojink instead. Strojink, that'll get denied the first time by White, but Strojink coming back for second. She's hungry.
Great rebound from Addie Strojink there. Very clean grab after it bounced off the rim. Didn't let White get it.
As, my goodness, not quite sure what Mallet was going for there. It was a deep three, but way too shallow. Missed the mark completely, as that'll be Stone rocketing it to Rivera, who gets it to Strojink, and that'll be a call on Mallet. So this will send Strojink to the line now.
Once again, if the wrestle didn't, I mixed up whistle and ref there.
Wrestle.
If the ref didn't blow his whistle when he did, she might not have been distracted by it and probably would have thrown a layup and gotten more points. But being at the line is also pretty good for Frederick. Gives us a chance to get more points.
You know,
build that deficit back up. Yes, granted, it's slower than layups and 2 points and 3 points and the long shots, but it still builds that deficit, bringing it up to 14 points.
Yeah, don't let the wrestle get to you. Avery White. That'll be a call on Creek, and this will be taken away from Silver Creek. As this will be Stone, who gets bodied by White.
Don't let the wrestle get to Frederick.
Truer words have never been spoken, I think, on GBN. As Rivera going to bring it in to Strojink. Strojink, closely watched by Machia, hits the spin cycle and can't quite secure the lay, as this will just go straight to Avery White's hands. White getting checked by Torres. Tried to get a hand on it, and they'll snag that three. 53-42, an 11-point difference between the two of them.
Quick and clean 3-point from Silver Creek and Mallet, I'm pretty sure. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay, yes. Mallet.
There's a little bit of tripping going on, as Hansen will be sent to the line. And like we talked about, you know, you have every right to kind of, you know, let out your pent-up frustration. I think you have every right to be upset about, you know, how you're playing, your team's productivity, whatever the case may be. But I don't think it's right to take it out on the other players.
Yes. Silver Creek was played clean for a while here in the second half. Seems like they've started playing a little dirtier, given Frederick so many free throw attempts and the bonus now. And the deficit's back up to 13 for Frederick in this latter half of the fourth quarter.
I like that word, ladder. Not L-A-D-D-E-R, you guys. L-A-T-T-E-R.
Not the thing that we have to climb up to get up here.
Yeah, don't trust that. As Rivera quickly gets it to Hansen. Hansen on the outside to Rivera. Rivera circling, trying to find an open avenue for herself, and she does. Emma Rivera underneath the basket. 57-42, extending this difference between the two of them.
Frederick's gaining a lot of momentum as Silver Creek keeps playing dirtier and dirtier. Frederick gains momentum.
As Peyton Stone says, thank you very much to Machia. And that is her ball. Frederick ball, Rivera gets it to Hansen. Hansen, deep three attempt. And that'll be no good.
Looked like an audience member didn't realize that the game was going on in that half for a second.
Well, we've seen crazier, that's for sure.
Yes.
Strojink, what a job to manhandle that ball and get it. But it is to no avail, as this will be Roth who gets it to White, who gets it on the outside to Mallet. What a last name, by the way, Mallet. Very crushing.
Crushing indeed.
Strojink trying to knock it away, and that bounced off of Mallet's foot.
Knocked it out of bounds. Helped knock it out of bounds. I believe Mallet kind of dropped it on her foot, and then it rolled out of bounds most likely. But building, once again, putting a wall up in front of Silver Creek's momentum here tonight.
Yeah, self-inflicted wounds, honestly.
Yes.
As Longnecker back in the game. Gets it. Dumps it over the top of the head to Roth, who gets it to Mallet, who gets it back to Machia. They're just playing a little bit of keep away now, but they got to score if they want any hope of keeping this alive. As it looked like Stone might have stepped out, but they'll keep it going. Stone driving, goes the full length of the court, gets it to Rickman. Rickman, little jumper, and she's able to make something happen out of that. Tack on another two for Frederick.
Gets it in. Frederick's now back up to that 17-point deficit that we saw towards the halfway point of the second quarter. Building, well, yeah, like we keep saying, building that momentum up gradually, building that deficit up gradually, really cementing in the likelihood of a win here. It was looking kind of dangerous for a minute, especially when Silver Creek was at that only 6-point deficit. It was getting a little dangerous for Frederick, but now it's back up and looking even more likely.
Yeah, there's about a minute remaining. Stone with the snag. the beautiful steal as she just dumps it off to Kim. Kim doesn't secure the three. My goodness, what a great look from her. Kind of glanced around in the corner, took the shot. Nothing much being produced. Stone finds Chavez. Chavez finds Kim. Stone. There's 51 seconds remaining in this game. So very limited time. And not much that Silver Creek can necessarily do with this. And I think they know that. I think they've kind of come to terms with accepting the fact that they're going to walk out of here looking at a 3-12 record as Rickman secures the rebound, which, you know, is a shame for Silver Creek. And the coach knows this too. And the team knows it as well. So, my goodness! Gianna Chavez! What a shot! Nasty three-pointer. As Rickman, that'll be a travel call, 16.3 seconds. As Machia gonna bring this into White. White being guarded by Klish. Klish all up in her face. Great defensive coverage. White gonna take it herself. And this will just go soaring out with 7.1 seconds remaining. As Kim, 5 seconds, getting double teamed. Dumps it underneath. And they will just accept the win. Your Frederick Golden Eagles girls basketball team getting out of this with now a 10-6 record, hitting those double digits.
Very quick, very clean, very good ending to that game here tonight, Carly. Frederick gained so much momentum in the second half.
You can buy your tickets at the table in the hall.
But then it just
during halftime, win some swag, win some food, just win some stuff. Support Make-A-Wish.
As tonight's broadcast of the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network has been brought to you by a talented crew of students here on GEBN. I've been senior and executive producer of GEBN, Carly Evans, alongside the sophomore technical producer, Marcus Key. Our directors tonight have been freshman Elliot McKendry. Our camera operators are freshmen Ben Melson and senior and content producer Wyatt Morrison. Our production assistants are freshmen Megan Curtis and Brielle Halloran. The third member of our team for on air on the sideline is freshman Kaylin Spotke. Mr. Marsing is GEBN's advisor. Make sure to tune in here in a few minutes. Funny story. Make sure to keep an eye out for the link that will be updating here very soon for the boys basketball matchup against this Silver Creek team. I know Ian McKendry, Brielle Halloran, they are extremely hyped going into this game. So we will see you guys on the flip side. Everybody have a great night.